And so yeah, I'll start here. You have here a subject in the middle. In this case is the global financial crisis. And what I want you to do is to try to think all the possible interactions that play a crucial role in defining here the main subject, the global financial crisis. So in this case, we have immediate triggers of the financial crisis, which elements push it towards a more state of chaos or disequilibrium. How should the U.S. and other governments should respond to the crisis? Who can read, please, collect this? Read it, this, please.
The global financial crisis. Potential consequences of the financial crisis. What is the future of money? Longer views of the financial crisis. How should they use another government's response? Maybe 2 years of the financial crisis in advance.
Okay. So you see, you have a main subject and some very important ideas that can help you understand better the phenomenon. So you choose one. Go ahead.
What's the future of money?
Which one, sorry?
What's the
Future of money.
What's the future of money? Why is this question important to understand the global financial crisis?
No, transactions of the financial.
No, I know. We're going to see this one. I just want to know why it's important to think about which can be the future of money when we are thinking such a complex problem, because it is a complex problem, as the global financial crisis.
It's because the administration or use of the money in a particular country will be essential to determine if there will be a crisis or not.
Yeah.
How the country will develop according to the money or the income it gets.
Another guess?
Private crisis economy, how, like, what role are they going to play in, like, the global financial crisis? How is that going to affect, like, economies and the economy in general? And it's just talking about one state, but, like, to, like, globalize the whole issue. So, what about that?
Okay. Another one?
Transactions have changed the speed of spending, and that has changed the dynamics of controlling inflation, controlling savings. The kind of virtual money is going to change the way that the central government controls the currency.
Yes. Also because we are entering times where we no longer can predict, as we more or less could before, which is the future of our world. Our interactions are complexifying and they are not linearizing. Remember, okay, last class we saw a bit of non-linearity, and it's a concept that we will repeat along the whole semester a lot. So, okay, I'm just gonna leave it there, and I will go back to it later. So yeah, also because we no longer can predict where are we going. Money is our current standard medium of economical exchanges, but it doesn't mean that's gonna be the one forever. So it says, money. Who can read? Who wants to read?
Money is not wealth, but potential wealth. People will invest in what they believe of their communities, founded by shared values, community needs, market demands, and common wealth. Currency should be free to compete. Currency innovation actually develops new financial operation systems.
Perfect. So you have a main idea and one that detaches from it. If we click it, nothing happens. Let's choose another one that can link us to another part of the graph. Which one?
Potential consequences of the financial crisis.
Potential consequences of the financial crisis. There. You have a first node, then you have an idea that it's a branch of that main main problem, which is the global financial crisis. And from there, we have 5 new ideas that detach. In this case, are global insolvency or bankruptcy, U.S. faces severe recession, geopolitical instability, stock markets around the world will fall sharply, and more financial institutions will collapse. Do you see the correlation that the author of this graph did or thought when building it? Is it clear, more or less, how he or she got from one point to one idea to some other non-so main ideas that detach from the main one? Yeah? So it's very simple. Next class assignment is very simple. Just think your research problems in terms of networks. It can be in a theoretical way, like this one, or more applied, as we'll see later. But just think your problems in terms of interaction, in terms of relations. For instance, think about any political, like any contemporary political problem, whereas national or international. We can think about it.
The relations between U.S. and Russia.
Okay, now, okay, if we have, let's suppose that our main subject, my research problem or my research project has to do with the type of relation that the U.S. or the United States has nowadays with Russia. Which notes could detach from it, from their story? That's your research problem. What do you want to see?
Okay, now my research problem. It's about.
Let's work with your research problem. What are you going to look your research at?
Latin American integration.
Okay.
See from international law in Latin America, and also international public law, the common international public law around Latin America, and the international commerce or market.
Trade, you mentioned. So let's think only 3 possible ideas or agents, actors, even legislation, laws, normativity that influence your particular research project. Can you mention 3?
The difference,
So much?
the different trade codes in the different countries,
Okay, legislation,
like internal legislation.
is there another legislation? Good.
Also the economical system.
Which one? What do you mean by economical system?
Well, it's all the countries around Latin America, so
Okay.
there's different. Also, most of them are capitalist, but with different types of capitalism, more closed or more open. So that's
Okay, good. And let's take that one. From here, where could you go?
I don't know, like, you can choose, like, I don't know, like 3 different countries, like, use different types of, like, economic systems.
That's very good idea because it limits it. It's a more applied problem. It's less vague, less abstract. So particularizing in specific things or countries or agents or actors is very helpful when defining, when delimiting our research problems. Let's use another example. Let's use the example, this one. I like this one. It's very theoretical. It's artificial intelligence. So we have in the middle the field of artificial intelligence. Anyone Or what can it be?
Like robots.
Yeah, it has robots and what? On one side it has artificial robots. On the other side,
I have no idea.
what?
Robots and humans.
Exactly, consciousness. Consciousness. It's a field that asks for, whereas robots or whereas artificial systems, mostly in silicon, not true, mostly in silicon. Whereas there can be intelligence that is not natural, intelligence created or made by humans. A very important problem or a very common problem in artificial intelligence, oops, this died. Anyway, is can the Turing test determine this? There is a test that under which machines undergo to see if they can have consciousness. So you have a machine. And on the other side of the room, there is an individual interacting with it. And that individual starts to have a conversation with it. If the machine manages to fool the human, making him or her think that it's a human, then it passed the Turing test, so it's one step closer towards saying or affirming that yes, machines have consciousness. It's just one example. Another one of the main concerns of artificial intelligence is, can computers think? So you can see that here, surrounding the main field or the main research problem, we have questions. You can also do that in the networks that you have to present for next class. You can think about, like with the last example, you can think about, what's the last example? Oh yeah, ideas. But you can also use questions, and each question will lead you to other questions or direct statements. This one, can computers think? Can computers think? No? No? One says something. Can computers think? Why?
Because it's a machine.
Okay.
The programmer is a machine.
Okay.
He made the machines work for him.
So no, because they are not humans. Okay.
Possible that the computer is programmed like that. Think about it.
And what if they're programmed?
For example, make homeworks or make housekeeper. The people programming the computer, but
Okay, so you're saying that no, they can't think because everything that they do is previously programmed. Okay. I'm sure that we can find that here. These are all we have this question, can computers think? And the person that made this map placed possible answers, like the one that you just said. No, because they are programmed. So we also have we have similar answers. No, because computers can be persons. No, machines perform rather than understanding. It has to do a lot with what you said. No, because they are programmed. I mean, they don't know what they are doing. They just perform a series of steps previously defined. Here we have yes, because a brain is a computer, which is kind of true because what brains do is to process information, and what computers do, computation, it also means information processing. So, hey, do you see where I'm going with this? It's just, you can be as creative as you want. You can ask questions, or instead of questions here you can, like my next example, you can use actors, agents.
Can you go as deep as like trying to get like connected with a theory already? Can you just like pop out any ideas? Or does it have to touch like any theory that might work from there, like from the career itself?
Well, the deeper the better, because it can help you have a more profound, a deeper understanding, a more clear understanding about what you want to do. But I think that 3 degrees of connectivity are okay. Like 3, 1, 2, 3. Here also, we are in the third one. So just, third degree relations between nodes would be okay. Did I answer your question?
Yes, you did. Thank you.
You can also, I guess that most of your problems will be very applied. So I brought an example. Do you know what this is? What is this? About what?
Oh, the school, like,
Too bad it has bad quality. This is Colombian state, the Colombian state. So here we have, this is the organizational structure of the 3 main branches of power. We have here, do you want me to say this in English or Spanish? I'm gonna talk in Spanish from now on, just for this class. Because the example is in Spanish. So we have here la rama legislativa, Spanish, and we have here, tenemos acá la rama legislativa en una esquina. Por acá tenemos la rama judicial y abajo el ejecutivo. Entonces este es un proyecto en curso que estamos el doctor Maldonado y yo graficando a partir de esos 2 libros con los que ustedes ya creo que los conocen. ¿Sí los conocen? Esta es la nueva edición, porque como ahora hay un ministerio, ¿verdad? Porque cambiaron, dividieron el ministerio, bueno, y le cambiaron los nombres a otros, entonces esta es la edición de la nueva. Creo que la mayoría de sus problemas van a ser así como este. Ustedes tienen unos agentes y unas relaciones entre ellos. Entonces, lo que nosotros estamos graficando aquí es por qué la gente sigue preguntándose que Colombia es un estado corrupto, o sea, si eso es cultural, o en parte sí, en gran parte es cultural, que por qué tanto nepotismo, que por qué tanto clientelismo, etc. Entonces, la idea principal de nosotros es que el sistema mismo está diseñado para que así sea. Y aquí solo tenemos las 3 estructuras organizacionales. Y en este mapita de acá ya tenemos interacciones y relaciones entre distintos entes de cada una de estas ramas que nos pueden ayudar a ver por qué hay tanto particularización, tanta corrupción, por ejemplo. Entonces, tenemos acá algunas funciones y algunos nodos se conectan con otros dependiendo de la función que tengan. Partamos del Senado. Mentira, de la Cámara. Aquí está la Cámara de Representantes. No, mentira, este es el más bonito de todos. La sala administrativa, del Consejo Superior de la Judicatura. La sala administrativa del Consejo Superior de la Judicatura tiene gran influencia en todo lo que pasa acá en la rama judicial. Por ejemplo, ella elige a los 8, creo que son, a los magistrados del Consejo de Estado, que está por acá. Entonces, aquí debe haber algo que nos lleve hasta allá. Así es. La sala administrativa propone las listas de los 8 magistrados del Consejo de Estado. Hasta ahora, bien, no hay ningún problema. Lo que pasa es que luego estos proponen algunas ternas que luego de la sala administrativa del Consejo Superior de la Judicatura. Entonces, dejemos de preguntarnos qué y empecemos a ver por qué. Porque, o sea, es muy claro. Así como este ejemplo podemos ver muchísimos, lástima que tenga que ser tan grande. Aquí hay otra. La sala administrativa también elige dos magistrados de la Corte Suprema de Justicia. Y la Corte Suprema de Justicia al mismo tiempo es la que se encarga de juzgar por ejemplo, acá a los del Senado. Sin embargo, el Senado tiene influencia en la elección o ya veremos, ¿dónde está el Senado? Acá veo algo que se va para allá, de la procurador. Por ejemplo, ay, qué mal que no veo. Bueno, voy a dejar ejemplos ahí. Si entendieron más o menos lo que quiero que hagan, es simplemente mapear redes. Pueden utilizar ejemplos con la gente o esto puede ser, no pueden ser distintas instituciones públicas, sino países, pueden ser cualquier cosa. What have each one of you thought? What have you thought for your research?
I already did something like with a topic of innovation and try the links between standardization of the norms like ISS, well, ISO, EA. There is an organization of standards in Europe and England. And I already did, that was my monography for my internship in Prague. The links with innovation and standardization. And what I found was that entrepreneurs and enterprises here in Colombia recognize that standards can give information about the best practices and the best solutions to real problems, and that works as a
Standards, as in standards?
no, not standards for me, like yeah, the name is standard, like technical rules.
Oh, okay,
Like the ones like ISO Marine, ISO Civil, that are like technical specification on how to perform or how to produce, how to control, how to make any kind of changes in an enterprise. And standards work like a type of know-how capital.
Yes.
And in that way they enable the diffusion of knowledge, and in that way well, standards as themselves are a kind of innovation. And I analyzed a survey that Dani does, it's called ELITE, that is the Encuesta de Innovación Tecnológica. And I found that there is a high correlation between number of certification and number of standards obtained in that year of the period of study and the number of innovations that the company said that they were able to produce.
So, wow, that's interesting, because I would have thought that standards would impose hindrances to productivity instead of the opposite.
That is partially true, but that depends on the structure of the enterprise, on the level of technical I don't know to say that incentive. No, I mean, like in economics we say that enterprise is intensive in capital or labor, intensive in capital, intensive in economy. Do you understand that?
Kind of.
That most of the projects have a large share in technology. Technology has a large share in the way that they do this process. That is what I mean when I say technical intensive or technology intensive. So that depends. Enterprises that are more technical intensive are more propense to find a standard as a limiter of innovation, because they are already in the edge of the enterprises that don't have many technical knowledge find the standard, give them a lot of information, find it very useful.
Oh, that's very interesting.
Well, that was my topic. I think I already finished it, but I'm like
Double program?
No. I'm not sure if I continue the same research program or I could start assessing the public procurement for innovation. That is also another topic I'm interested in. Public procurement like contratación pública. Innovation, when the state wants to hire particulars or any kind of enterprise for making or any type of innovation, for making a laboratory, for researching, you cannot assess their productivity based on regular indicators like
That's completely true.
on regular indicators like profits or returns on the year. Because when you invest in innovation, you're not sure even if your investment is going to be profitable in the year or 5 years. Many of those ideas are not work. You have to discard them, but the process can be of any use for other kind of research or other kind of profits. And Colombia State is making a large investment with the Regalías Fund in innovation, but we still have like a little understanding of how to assess, or how to hire, or how to make public procurement for innovation. And that is a topic that is really, really interesting and really actual.
Yes.
Really actual, but there's not much understanding of how to promote innovation from the demand side, from the state part. How can the government promote innovation by hiring the best enterprises with the best practices, with the best scientists, and that is part that is not very, even in the National Department of Planificación, is not completely understood.
Do you know why?
Yes, I know why, because mostly what is being well, this is partly why, but the core of the problem is that these demand side approaches are very new in the world. Mostly of the policies that were taken in the United States or Europe were oversight approaches, how to promote their enterprises and make for themselves the kind of innovation that the state wants, but not how the state can demand the enterprises to reduce their products. They're just, policies right now are just for advising or creating incentives for, las políticas son para que las empresas generen incentivos y las empresas generen incentivos para producir innovación, pero no el Estado no está produciendo incentivos para contratar con las mejores empresas. Entonces hay políticas de demanda y políticas de oferta, y el Estado y las políticas de demanda son muy poco aplicadas inclusive en el mundo.
But you cannot ask too much to states because you know that this is an anarchist class. Do you know that we are right now in an anarchist class?
Is this class or?
Yeah, the whole semester. It's anarchist. Because what you're saying is true. States are not interested in promoting innovation.
Well,
not at all.
my thesis is that they are.
They are?
Actually, it's one of the core directives of the national development plans of this year. Innovation is supposed to be one of the main engines of the train, but it's not working well because we don't have a good regulation, we have a good law that takes in account what would be the possible benefits of creating a good law for innovation, or could be the possible harms of creating innovation.